Hare Krishna, we are doing Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse number 59. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Translation, chapter 2, verse 59. Though the embodied soul means the soul who is covered by the body, that is you and me, all of us, okay? Even the insects, the mosquitoes, the cockroaches, every soul which is covered by the body, embodied soul. Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense object remains. But ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. So Prabhupada writes in its purport, unless one is transcendently situated, it is not possible to cease from sense enjoyment. The process of restriction from sense enjoyment by rules and regulations is something like restricting a deceased person from certain type of eatables. You know very well, whenever doctor advises us, don't eat that, then our mind is only wanting to eat that. We may be artificially restricting ourselves, but the desire, eats us from within. I remember when I was a small child of 3rd standard, I had jaundice, and my mother was telling me I'm not supposed to eat, urad dal and urad dal dosa, idli. I was not supposed to eat. But, I was so much hankering. I used to hate dosas actually because my mother used to make it daily. I used to hate dosa and idli. But that time when I was told not to eat, that is the time I wanted to eat. And I had a younger sister, I still have, and I used to ask her that, come on, let's play kitchen. And I say, for kitchen, you are the mother and I am the daughter. You should be cooking. So get some dosa from the kitchen. And she would bring, small pieces in those plates. Okay, now I am your daughter. Now feed me. And then she used to give it and I used to happily eat it. When I'm not supposed to eat, I used to make excuses for eating it. So what is that? That is when we are forcefully trying to control our senses. Internally, the desire remains and haunts us. So it's not possible actually to control our senses by just saying no to it. Then what should we do? We should get higher taste. Means, when someone indulges completely in hearing the holy names, in hearing about Krishna, in the association of devotees who have got taste for chanting, who have got taste for hearing about Krishna, in their presence, when we hear from their mouth, the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, that time our inferior taste automatically goes. The best example is our Parikshit Maharaj. He had so much taste for enjoyment that just because he didn't get water, he was very hungry. He didn't get water, he got so angry. When we are hungry, we get angry. That's a common thing, we should know, especially the wives must know. So never keep the husbands waiting, at the dining table. Serve them in time, then they will be very happy. So here Parikshit Maharaj, he was in the forest. He was wanting something to eat. He saw an ashram. He was so happy. At that time, he expected at least water. He was so thirsty more than hunger. So he was waiting, and that Muni was sitting in meditation. He is not even aware. And Parikshit Maharaj thought that he is pretending, to be unaware of the presence of Parikshit Maharaj in front of him. He got so angry, and he takes a dead snake and throws it on that Rishi, and he goes. Therefore, what happens? His son gets very angry, and the son tells that whoever has, the king who has thrown this dead snake, let him be bitten by a snake in 7 days and he will die. So now Parikshit Maharaj, he asks the, saintly people, because we have to always ask for counseling from superiors, spiritually who are serious and sincere and older, spiritually older than us, okay, not age wise but spiritually who are more senior. With them we have to ask. And he asked, and they said that last 7 days what should I do, what is the best thing that has to be done? They said start hearing Bhagavatam. And so he goes to Shukadev Goswami and then he starts listening Srimad Bhagavatam for 7 days and 7 nights continuously. He talks, and in between he asks, are you wanting to take little bit of rest or some water? He says, no, your Srimad Bhagavatam, what you're talking is like such great nectar that I am not able to feel thirsty, I am not able to feel sleepy. Now if I take a little break, if you will stop a little bit, and if I take little rest or eat little bit, then I may want to sleep or something, so I don't want this break. He says, no, I don't need a break. Please continue talking, because the nectar of, Srimad Bhagavatam is so much nectarian, so much tasty for my ears, for my heart, for my soul, that I don't need to satisfy my thirst or hunger. See, just a week ago, I could not tolerate the urge for my thirst. So I became so angry and I threw a dead snake. But now a week later, what change can be there in me? But it was just that I was hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Means the hearing has given me so much of high taste, that the inferior taste of satisfying my senses or taking care of my body is completely absent, and I am feeling, so happy, so energetic that I can continue to go on hearing for some more days, till I leave my body. That was his idea. So the same thing is, applicable here also, that if we have higher taste, like how Parikshit Maharaj had, then the inferior taste of taking care of our senses will be automatically gone. Artificially we can't stop smoking. Artificially we can't stop drinking. There is a person, called Amar Krishna Prabhu. He is beautifully explaining his life story in YouTube. You all must watch it. Amar Krishna Prabhu. He says, what he was before, and in the association of devotees, just by seeing the Lord in the temple, and when a devotee told you chant loudly, so he was getting up in the Brahma Muhurta and chanting loudly 16 rounds, and he's saying, in the process of chanting, I don't know when I gave up drinking, I don't know when I gave up eating meat. He says that, he's saying that he was, मैं ये सोचता था कि अगर 3 दिन में नहीं खाऊंगा तो मैं मर जाऊंगा. Means he's telling that he was thinking that 3 days if he will not eat meat, he will die. That much I was attached to eating meat, and that much I was attached to drinking, and I don't know how I gave up. All I did was chanting in the morning, chanting and going to temple, taking darshan. That's all. And how he was chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So if we chant like that 16 rounds, all our distractions, all our disturbances will be gone, and we will be able to focus on the holy name. So when we can chant like that, we'll get a higher taste to chant nicely, and at that time, our inferior problems, our inferior tastes, all that will be gone in one shot. In one shot, we have to experience that higher taste by chanting. Just chant like that, and you're sure to experience something very different. Thank you very much.